Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today, we're going to see a doubleheader between the Braves and Cubs. The reason being is that yesterday's Braves and Cubs game was rained out. And because this is the only trip that Atlanta makes to Chicago, the series will be wrapped up today with a day-night doubleheader. So, let's see what we have in store for Game 1. The Cubs are going to send Mike Clevinger, yesterday's scheduled starter, out for Game 1 of this doubleheader. Clevinger comes in. He's making start number 18. He is 9-3 with a 3.06 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. He did not exactly have a spectacular debut with the Cubs, but maybe he's going to improve on that performance today. For the first game, the Cubs are going to send Cabrera, Bryant, Bogaerts, Santana, Hayward, Bradley, Tauchman, Ramos, and then Clevinger out on the mound, batting ninth. The Braves, for Game 1, are going to send Mike Foltynewicz, except that I just really butchered that name, but since he can't hear me, I'm sure it'll all be fine. The Braves lineup today will be Acuna, Pescia, Albies, Freeman, Camargo, Darnaud, Ortega, Echeverria, and the pitcher. It is 81 degrees, the wind is blowing right to left at 9 mph, and it is time to start this baseball game. So Clevinger will be on the mound for the top of the first inning against the Braves. The Cubs, winners of 4 straight, are coming into this game third place in the NL Central at 55-80. The Braves lead the NL East with a record of 74-40, and the Braves have taken 3 out of 5 from the Cubs so far this year. Clevinger, standing on the mound, looking for win number 10 today. Here's the first pitch. That is inside, and he walks him on a 3-1 pitch for ball 4. Pescia will now bat with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's a 2-1 pitch. And he grounds that one towards second, picked up, thrown to short, but no relay over to first as the double play is broken up by a good slide. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Ozzie Albies now comes up with 1 out, 1 man on. Albies waiting for the 1-ball pitch. And there's a steal attempt. The throw goes down to second, but the throw is late. And Pescia gets stolen base number 12. You would think the Braves would have learned after having gotten thrown out 3 times in the game 2 days ago, but apparently they're just going to continue to try to steal. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Clevinger. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Albies heads back to the dugout. Bringing up the Braves first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Full count pitch to Freeman, 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. Liner up the middle, that's going to be a base hit. Pescia is rounding third. He is coming home to score as the throw goes to the cutoff man, and the Braves now own a 1-0 lead. John Camargo will now bat with 2 outs. Freeman getting credit with the 2-out RBI, standing on first. And here's the first pitch. Lined up the middle, another base hit. That one got past the shortstop. However, the throw goes directly to third to prevent the runners from continuing to advance. So a pair of 2-out singles for the Braves has driven in a run and brought up Travis Darnaud with 2 outs and 2 men on. Here's the first pitch to Travis Darnaud. Grounder toward first, Santana pegs it. He steps on the bag, and that is out number 3. So the Braves score once, they strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first inning of a 1-0 ball game. The Braves are going to send Mike Foltynewicz, because I can never pronounce this name correctly, out to the mound to face Asdrubal Cabrera, who will lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the first. Cabrera, still trying to shake off the lingering effects of a day-to-day injury, is leading off, and he swings and misses at a 1-2 curveball for out number 1. Bryant now batting with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Bryant. And that is popped up high, but playable to left. And that is caught by Ortega for out number 2. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Grounder toward third, diving play, throws over to first. Oh, and a bad throw. Wow. Camargo made an excellent defensive play to snag that ball, stop it from getting into left field, but then he attempted to throw from his knees over to first, and the throw was errant, allowing Bogaerts to reach. Santana will now bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. 3-1 pitch to Danny Santana. Here it comes. Popped up center field. Coming in and making the play is Pesha for out number 3. So the Cubs get a base runner, but they do not score. We go to the top of the second of a 1-0 ball game. Ortega will lead off against Clevenger in the top of the second. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Grounder toward first. Santana dives. He has it. Throws. And there's another throw that gets away. An error on each side. Santana was trying to throw to Clevenger, who was covering first. They're going to charge Santana with an error for the bad flip over to first. And Ortega will advance all the way to second base. Echeverria now the batter with no outs. Runner in scoring position. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Liner past the shortstop into left field. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner. The throw comes home, and he is safe at home. So Echeverria gets an RBI single, and the Braves have now taken a 2-0 lead. That's going to be charged as an unearned run, but nonetheless, the Braves have extended their lead. So the pitcher comes up now with nobody out, runner on first. And there's a bunt attempt. It's popped up. Ramos has it, and he throws to first to double off Echeverria. A heads-up defensive play by Wilson Ramos as Echeverria had left on the pitch, almost like a steal attempt. It was a sacrifice. But regardless, the double play now erases the base runner. We have 2 outs and nobody on, and Acuna is the batter. Here's a 2-ball count to Ronald Acuna. Popped up to left. Gonna be playable. And it is caught by Tauschman for out number 3. So the Braves score another run. We go to the bottom of the second of a 2-0 ball game. Jason Hayward leading off for the Cubs. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Hayward. Lined into center field. Is that going to drop? No! A spectacular defensive play by Christian Pesha, which robs Hayward of a base hit. So Bradley now up with 1 out, nobody on. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Jackie Bradley. Strike 3 called. That was right at the knees, and Bradley watched it go by. That was a fastball at 99. So Tauschman now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Tauschman. Grounded up the middle. Shortstop dives. He has it. The throw goes to first. And that will be out number 3. So the Cubs retired in order in the second. We go to the top of the third of a 2-0 Brave lead. Pesha leading off for the Braves in the top of the third inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Clevenger. Strike 3 called. Clevenger got him with the fastball right at the knees. So that is out number 1. Albies now the batter. With 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Ozzie Albies. Popped up to right. Hayward heading toward right center and making the catch for out number 2. Freeman now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Full count pitch to Freddie Freeman. Here it comes. Popped up left center field. Coming over is Bradley. He makes the call, and he catches it for out number 3. So that's 3 up and 3 down for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third inning of a 2-0 Atlanta lead. Wilson Ramos leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the third. 1-2 pitch. Ramos waiting for it. There is strike 3 called. A fastball at 96. That's strikeout number 3 on the day for the Atlanta starter, and we go on now to see Mike Clevenger stepping up to the plate. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 4 Ks on the day. That one was with the slider. And now Cabrera will be the batter as the Cubs have turned the lineup over here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 strike count. Here's the pitch. That's a high fly ball to deep center field. Right center field, and Asdrubal Cabrera has just cut the Braves' lead in half. That is a Solo home run, 427 feet, out into the right center field stands. Nice piece of hitting right there by Asdrubal Cabrera. Brings up Chris Bryant with 2 outs and nobody on. Bryant waiting for the first pitch. And he crushes that one down the left field line. This is going to stay in the park, but it's going for extra bases. Rounding first, heading for second. Bryant not stopping at second. He's heading for third. He slides, and he is safe with a 2-out triple. Chris Bryant, nice piece of hitting there, and alert base running to advance all the way to third. Xander Bogaerts now the batter with 2 outs and a runner on third. Cubs looking to tie this game up in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Bradley pops it up to center. Going back is Pesha on the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Well, Bradley certainly gave it a ride, but in the end, it was not meant to be. The Cubs do score once, and we go to the top of the 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. John Camargo will face Clevenger in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up right field. Hayward heading toward the line. Shallow right field. Makes the catch for out number 1. Darnaud now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. 2-1 pitch to Travis Darnaud. Here it comes. Grounder towards second. Cabrera has it. Throws to first. And that is out number 2. Ortega now stepping up to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the first pitch from Clevenger. And that's lined into right field. Hayward, however, has a line on it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Hard hit ball, but Hayward took about 3 steps to his left and took care of it. So the Braves retired in order in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 2-1 Brave lead. Santana leading off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 4th inning as they send the 4, 5, and 6 batters up in the lineup. Here is a 1-ball pitch. That's hit hard down the first base line, the right field line. Santana rounding first, heading towards second. He is going to stand at, and he's going to stop at second. I thought for a second he was going to try for a triple. But Santana sees the stop sign from the third base coach and he retreats. So a leadoff double for Danny Santana brings up Jason Hayward. Hayward waiting for the full count pitch. There's a grounder past the first baseman into right field. That's going to drive in a run. Santana's coming. He is going to score. Hayward slides into second with a double, and we have a tie ball game, folks. It is 2-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still nobody out. Hayward safe on second with an RBI double. Brings up Jackie Bradley. Here is a 1-2 pitch to Jackie Bradley. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was the sinker, and Bradley just waved right over it. So Tauschman now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. Cubs looking to potentially take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's a 1-ball pitch to Tauschman. Popped up foul territory. The catcher heads over, and Camargo, actually the third baseman, makes the play for out number 2. Wilson Ramos now the batter. 2 outs, runner on second. Tie ball game in Chicago. And they're going to walk Ramos. They're just going to give him first base and instead face Clevenger with 2 outs and a runner on first and second. Clevenger is 0 for 5 on the season, 0 for 1 today. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Clevenger. That's popped up into right field. However, that's going to drop. The right fielder played it on a hop. The runner comes home. Hayward scores. Clevenger thought he had flied out. He kind of stopped running. The Cubs base runners didn't stop, though. With 2 outs, Hayward comes all the way around from second to score, and the Cubs grab the 3-2 lead. Asdrubal Cabrera now up. Clevenger with his first hit of the season, also credited with his first RBI, and Cabrera, who hit a home run his first time up, he is 1 for 2 today, will now wait for the 1-1 pitch. That's popped up into center. Is that going to drop? Nope, that's going to be playable. Pesha has that one, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs score twice. They take a 3-2 lead into the top of the 5th inning. Echeverria now the batter in the top of the 5th, facing Clevenger. 1-ball count. Here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Cabrera has it. Throws to first, and that is out number 1. The Braves pitcher now comes up, batting for himself in the top of the 5th inning, with 1 out and a 1-strike count. And there's a grounder toward first. Actually, the pitcher has it, throws to first, and that is out number 2. Santana decided to cover the base himself that time. Clevenger made the fielding play, flipped it to Santana for out number 2. Acuna now the batter with a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. That is low for ball 4, so Acuna draws the 2-out walk, and it brings up Christian Pacia. 3-1 count, and he grounds it up the middle. Cabrera has it. He heads to the base, and he wins the foot race to second base, apparently, to get the force out on the lead runner and retire the side. Well, the Braves strand a runner. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning of a 3-2 Cub lead. Chris Bryant now batting for the Cubs, leading off in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the first pitch to Chris Bryant. And he hits that one on the ground toward third. The throw goes to first, and Bryant is out. That is 1 out in the inning, bringing up Xander Bogaerts. Nobody on base, full count pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Here it comes. That is hit high, deep left center field. It's over Pacia's head. That's going all the way to the wall. Bogaerts sliding in second with a double. And the Cubs have a 1-out base hit with a runner in scoring position. It is going to bring up Danny Santana. Santana is 1 for 2 today. And he will look to help the Cubs extend this lead. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Danny Santana. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Santana's sent packing on the curveball. Strikeout number 6 on the day for the Atlanta starter, and that'll bring up Jason Heyward. 1-ball count. Heyward popping it up to right field. Coming in and making the play is Acuna for out number 3. So the Cubs get a base runner, but they do not score. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 3-2 Cub lead. Clevenger coming out with 73 pitches to start the top of the 6th inning. He's going to face Albies, Freeman, and Camargo in the Braves half of the 6th inning. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Popped up left field. That's going to be playable, and Tauschman heads toward left center to make the catch for out number 1. Freeman now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 pitch to Freddie Freeman. Popped up on the right side. This will be in the infield. Cabrera calls off Bogaerts and makes the catch for out number 2. Camargo now batting with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to John Camargo. That's a liner over the first baseman's head into right field. Heyward has it, throws it back in quickly to hold him to a single, and that's going to be a 2-out base hit for Johan Camargo. Travis d'Arnaud now with 2 outs, runner on first, and the Cubs are going to bring in a relief pitcher. So Clevenger's day is over. John Loaiza is brought in to pitch. He is going to face d'Arnaud with 2 outs and a runner on first. He will also potentially come up 4th in the next inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Loaiza gets the strikeout to end the inning. The Cubs go to the bottom of the 6th, holding on to a 3-2 lead. Bradley is coming up to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th inning. He will look for a 1-1 pitch. Popped up right side. The first baseman heading over. Freeman makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. Tauschman now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Mike Tauschman. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Tauschman gets sent back to the dugout with a fastball at 97. Hasn't really lost much off the velocity on that fastball here in the 6th inning. We see now Wilson Ramos is the batter. 0 for 1 today. 2 outs, nobody on base. Ramos waiting for the 2-2 pitch. And he pops it up on the left side. The shortstop goes back into short left field and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs are retired in order. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 3-2 Cub lead. Loaiza is coming back out. He's going to face the lower third of the Braves order in the 7th inning. 2-2 count. Loaiza working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Loaiza gets his second strikeout of the day, and it brings up Adeiny Hechavarria. 1-1 pitch, 1 out, nobody on. And there's a liner down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. It goes all the way into the corner. Tauchman has it, throwing back in quickly. Hechavarria slides into second safely with a double. So a 1-out base hit for the Braves gets a runner in scoring position. And that will bring up the pitcher's spot. In this case, it will be a pinch hitter, Ender Inciarte. He will come up batting from the left side against the righty Loaiza with 1 out and the tying run in scoring position. Here's a 1-2 count. Strike 3 called. Loaiza froze him with a fastball at 99. Maybe he just didn't think that he could even catch up with it. But regardless, Loaiza records his 3rd strikeout of the day, and it brings up Acuna. With 2 outs, tying run on second. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Loaiza. Popped up on the infield. Heading over is Cabrera. Calls off Santana and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Braves do not score. They strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 3-2 ball game. And for today's 7th inning stretch, we are going to have former Cub manager Jim Essien leading the refrain of "Take me out to the ball game." The Braves are going to bring out a new relief pitcher, or a relief pitcher. It's going to be Chad Soboka. There was a pinch hitter, Inciarte, for the pitcher spot in the last half inning. So Soboka will face a pinch hitter for the Cubs, Jay Bruce, who is pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot on the Cubs side. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Soboka to Bruce. Looking for the sign. And the delivery. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Bruce goes down swinging at the fastball at 98. And now Cabrera is the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 pitch to Cabrera. Strike 3 called at the knees. That was a slider. So Cabrera probably couldn't do much with that one anyway, and it brings up Chris Bryant with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 pitch to Chris Bryant. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Soboka strikes out the side in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th inning, is a 3-2 Cub lead. Raisel Iglesias is going to be brought in from the Cubs bullpen. The one-time closer is going to face the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the Brave lineup in the top of the 8th inning. The leadoff hitter will be Pesha. 2-1 count. Iglesias working to Pesha. Looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Lined into right field. Hayward coming in fast, and it drops in front of him. That's going to be a leadoff single for Pesha in the top of the 8th inning. And now Albies is the batter. Albies comes up with nobody out, tying run on first. Here's an 0-2 pitch from Iglesias. That's lined past the first baseman into the right field corner. That's going to be extra bases. Hayward throws back into the cutoff man. The throw comes home. No, the throw goes to third. I'm sorry. That is going to be a triple for Albies. It's going to drive in Pesha to tie up the ball game. And so the game is now tied at 3. The Braves have the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and there is nobody out with Freddie Freeman coming up. The Cubs draw in the infield here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Freeman. Popped up center field. That's going to be plenty deep enough. Bradley makes the catch. He launches it home. The throw coming in, the runner coming home, and that is going to be he's going to be safe at home. So Albies comes home to score on the Freeman RBI sacrifice fly. And now Camargo is the batter. The Braves have now scored twice to take a 4-3 lead. 3-1 pitch to Camargo. Iglesias working. There's a ground ball back to the mound. He throws to first, but the throw is late, and that is an infield single for Camargo. Bringing up Travis Darnaud with 1 out, runner on first. 1 strike pitch. Lined into left field. That one's against the shift, and Tauchman had to run a long way to get it. The runner, Camargo, is going to advance first to third. That's a single for Darnaud, and Iglesias continues to struggle here in the top of the 8th inning. It's now 1 out with runners on the corners. 2 runs are already in, and Ortega is the batter. And where is the bullpen help? Ortega waiting for the 1-ball count. Grounder to third. The throw goes over to first. They didn't even attempt the double play on that one. They got the sure out over at first as Darnaud advances to second on the fielder's choice. So now there are 2 outs, runners on second and third, and Echeverria is the batter. Iglesias working with a 1-2 count. And here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Bogaerts has it. The throw goes over to first, and that will retire the side. So the Braves score twice. They retake the lead at 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning in Wrigley. Bogaerts will lead off for the Cubs. The Cubs are going to send the 3, 4, and 5 batters up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So if they're going to get something going, you'd like to think this would be the time. Savoca, who threw 15 pitches to strike out the side in the 7th, is coming back out to work in the 8th. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased one that was way outside. That was a fastball at 96. And now Santana's the batter. 1 for 3 today. Coming up with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Danny Santana. That's a liner right at the second baseman. Albies makes the catch for out number 2. And now Jason Heyward comes up with 2 outs and the base is clear. Cubs down by 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is a full count pitch. Heyward checks his swing, and the umpire awards him first base on the base on balls. So Heyward heads down to first, and now Kerry Wood is going to send up a pinch hitter. So Tyler O'Neill is going to come up to pinch hit as the Braves bring in a new pitcher, which is A.J. Minter. Minter has thrown 51 2/3 this year, 30 walks, 67 strikeouts, 3.31 ERA. The lefty Minter will face the righty O'Neill in the bottom of the 8th inning. O'Neill is pinch hitting for Jackie Bradley in this situation. So with 2 outs and a runner on first, Cubs trying to tie this game up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. O'Neill looking out at the mound. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So O'Neill strikes out, and that ends the inning. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 4-3 Brave lead. Iglesias, interestingly enough, is being sent back out to work the top of the 9th inning. He will face former Cub Albert Almora Jr. in the top of the 9th. Here is the first pitch from Iglesias. Grounder toward third. Bryant has it. Throws over to first, and that's the Almora we all know and love. That is a 5-3 ground out for the first out of the inning. Acuna now the batter. With 1 out, nobody on. Iglesias working with a 1-2 count. And here is the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He punches out Acuna for out number 2, and it'll bring up Christian Pescia, and that'll be the end of the day for Iglesias. Kerry Wood heads out to the mound, and he's going to bring in Sam Tuivailala to try to get the 3rd out in the 9th inning. He will also bat third in the bottom of the 9th inning, or the pitcher's spot will anyway. So, here's a full count pitch from Sammy T with 2 outs and nobody on base, trying to send this game to the bottom of the 9th inning, down just 1. That is inside for ball 4. So, 2 out walk to Christian Pescia brings up Ozzie Albies. Runner on first, 2 outs, first pitch to Albies. Popped up left side, Bryant chasing, and he makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. So the Braves get a base runner, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning as a 4-3 Brave lead. And now Will Smith is going to come in to try to close out this game. The lefty Smith will face Tauschman, Ramos, and the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the ninth. Smith, 41 in the third innings on the season, 22 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 4.35 ERA. Here is a 1-2 pitch to Tauschman. He is leading the National League in saves with 28 also. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 with a fastball at 94. So Tauschman heads back to the dugout, giving way for Wilson Ramos. Ramos coming up with 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Wilson Ramos. That's a grounder towards short. The throw goes over to first, and that will be out number 2. So the Cubs down to their final out in the first game of this doubleheader, sending up Ian Happ to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the ninth inning. Happ waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Will Smith. And here it comes. That's a liner up the middle. That's going to be a 2-out single for Ian Happ. Nice piece of base hitting right there. Actually took that one right back up the middle. And Cabrera now the batter. With Happ standing on first, and Asdrubal Cabrera 1 for 4 today with a home run, coming up with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera. And that's popped up on the infield. That'll probably do it. The shortstop calls for it, and Echeverria makes the catch for out number 3. So the Braves squeak by the Cubs 4-3. The Braves get 4 runs on 9 hits with 1 error. The Cubs get 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. We will see that the player of today's game is, in fact, the Braves starting pitcher, Mike F. And he threw 6 innings of 6-hit, 3-run baseball with 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. Chad Saboka actually gets credited with the win, Minter a hold, and Smith with save number 29 as he worked the 9th inning. The Cubs' Mike Clevenger worked 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Pitched well enough to deserve to win, but Iglesias blew the lead in the 8th inning, and the Cubs never recovered. Well, the Cubs now have their winning streak ended. They dropped to 55 59, while the Braves improved to 75 40. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.